Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. My name is Angela Fagg with Okay. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Angela Fagg, and this is my channel, Messenger of Truth. You have to go and check on the other computers. And sorry, I had to tell him he had to make sure that on the other stuff. Anyways. So my name is Angela Fagg, as it should be popping up at the bottom. I'm with Messengers of Truth. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of a rough time trying to get the words out. Anyways, today I was sitting there and I watch, I don't know how many different churches online, and I've been doing this for a long time. And I'm sure you're asking, well, Angela, you need to be under someone's covering. You need to do this and you need to do that because man said that you have to follow our laws. What have I been reading lately? What did Jesus say about that? How many times in the Bible did Jesus say that Pharisees is what he was calling them, the vipers, and the Sadducees, I can't pronounce all their names, were making all these laws up and doing all these things that weren't even in the Bible. And you got all these churches that are doing the same exact thing. You pick and you choose of what you want to teach. This is just, it's gotten out of control. So, trying to just keep on talking because I'm waiting for my husband to get back in here to tell me whether or not it was working over there because I have more to keep going on here about. Okay, so starting the show out here, I watch a lot of different churches online, and I have been for the last couple of years. And to tell you the truth, I wasn't raised going to church. My mom would take us to different churches and whatnot for the special holidays and everything. But she told me, she said they were all hypocrites. Your pastors go out and drink and party with everybody and whore around, and everybody's banging everybody in most of these churches. I said most, so get my words right and don't try to put words in my mouth either. I went to a church right down the street from my house because, there was these street preachers. I kind of liked what the kid was saying, the man. So I decided I would go to their church. So we got dressed. We went to this church, right? And they're doing their gospel singing at the beginning. And this lady's walking around and I'm watching her. I watch everything around me at all times. And I'm watching her. And and to myself, I'm saying, I can't believe this. First off, the lady's just walking around singing. Okay, she's not in the choir. She's not in anything. She's just walking around singing. All right. And she was a witch, first off. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat, she was a witch. I knew that when I saw her walking around. I knew what she was doing. And she came back around the room and she stood in front of me and I looked her right in her eyes. And she walked away very quickly. You see, you can't put your little spells on me like you can all these other folks in these churches, because that's what's mostly in these churches is nothing but demons, witches, and wizards that are controlling everything. And Jesus also talked about all these things. Oh, wait, hold on. What all did Jesus talk about should be the question that on everybody's mind, instead of giving the reach around to the Pope and oh, he's so much more special than us. No, Jesus also preached that was wrong. that there is no man greater than the other. The servant is going to be above the rich man. So what's going on here? You guys follow some man around called the Pope, fucking whatever, and he's a child molester. Just saying. Anyways, so I don't give up. All right. No matter how much they try to force me or try to manipulate my mind into thinking that I'm not worth shit, it's not the truth. I know who I am. As most all of you people need to start learning who you are. Stop passing off your shit to other people. And what I mean by that is your problems are yours. Yeah, people are going to do things, but are you going to allow them to keep being around you? Every single relationship is give or take. You're giving and you're taking. You're giving and you're taking. And if you're in a relationship with any person that calls you their friend and it's only taking, they are not your friend. They are your foe. So I have been, in the last 4 years, 3 years now, I decided that I was going to start looking into all of this stuff because I've had dreams my whole entire life. And what I'm seeing these pastors, that's my air quotes, are doing to people, and let alone, I know enough people that have been molested in churches and nothing has ever been done about it. Never done about it. And when you have pastors standing up on stages talking about, I know this other church that's doing sex trafficking and we're just gonna handle it amongst the church. Who the fuck is you? Who is you? You ain't nobody. You're as guilty as they are. That's what the word tells you. So, since pastors, man decided that 500 years ago they were going to take the 54 books of the Apocrypha out of the Bible because they saw that, we don't need people to read that. We're going to make the choices for you on what you should be doing to be closer to God. Because this is what these men tell you, I am the one who's going to tell you. I am the one who's going to tell you how to do things. Not God. Not, hey, you need to get closer to God. Take your time. You're going to cry. You're going to be upset. You're going to want to throw things. And if these things don't happen to you while you're searching out, then what are you searching for? What are you searching for? If you're not willing to go deep enough, you have to go deep enough. Some people say, oh, well, this is just all mythology. Really? It's just mythology, right? Just going to throw this one out there real quick. This is real. This hair color is real. It's not fake. Look, the eyebrows, you can barely see them because my hair is real. You know that it's vanity, right? That you have to keep changing yourself to be something else. But now I'm going off on another thing and I just hit my microphone. So I found this in Psalms, in the 54 books of the Apocrypha, the Psalms that they decided that they were going to take out because it's none of your business. I have to put my glasses on because I'm getting old. I put the readers on. I can't see anything now except for the book. Okay, so here we go. Psalm 155. Praise the Lord, all you nations. Glorify him and bless his name, who rescues the soul of his chosen ones from the hands of death, and delivered his Holy One from destruction, and saved me from the nets of Shiloh, and my soul from the pit that cannot be fathomed. Because before my deliverance could go forth From before him I was well nearly teared in 2 pieces by 2 wild beasts. But he sent his messengers and shut up from me the gaping mouths and rescued my life from destruction. My soul will glorify him and exalt him because of all his kindness which he has done and will do to me. When I read that, I said, wow, that sounds like me, you know. I've been through a lot. And I'll tell you this right now, the last couple of years have been total shit. Like real shit. Which I know it has been for most of you. But that's what I feel like. I feel like 2 beasts have been trying to tear me apart for the last couple of years. You take my breath away from me when I'm having no breathing problems. You cause all kinds of things that has never happened to me before. At times I feel like Job and I'm like, why is this happening? But then I remember something I don't read. I remember that God does love me. I remember that I know who Jesus is. I didn't need to read it in a book. I didn't need some man standing on a stage to tell me who Jesus is. He was already here. He's always been there, because that's what my mama told me. So then I sit here and I think, you see all these videos of all these people, and I mean, it is it's a large group. I mean, I can't even give you names because there's so many of them. I'm not even picking one person out because it doesn't even matter the person. What matters is the fact that all these people keep saying that Jesus is coming soon, Jesus is coming soon, Jesus is coming soon. He warned against that. He warned against saying, Jesus showed me the secret parts of the Bible. Jesus showed me how to discern secretly. So I came to tell you. How many of those videos pull up in your feed every day that somebody else is going to tell you what Jesus is saying? It doesn't seem right to me because it's false prophets is what it is. And there are so many coming out of the country of America right now. It is ridiculous. Do we call it America anymore? Or do we just start calling it what it really is? The hellhole that it is. That man brought us to. Babylon. That's where we're living right now. We live in Babylon. All this sex everywhere. You can't even watch a family show on TV without someone jamming their tongue down someone else's throat, or a little reach around, or little innuendos about sex. Come on, people. I'm 44 years old. People my age know that they didn't show this shit when we were kids, and we ain't even that old. So imagine what the older folks are saying and thinking. My grandfather's soft porn that we found in his VHS thing way in the back is more kid-friendly than what you're seeing on ABC, Fox, and everything else. Could you imagine that? They showed less sex in my grandfather's porn than what they show now on TV. But where are the men at to stop it? Oh, that's right. Jesus had something to say about them too, didn't he? The men of this generation. Imagine that. Oh, but it's the woman's fault, right? Because we've been controlling things for the last couple thousand years. Now that I really think about it, I don't think women have ever controlled anything. My husband brought up one. He said, well, Cleopatra. Well, how long was she around? That's why my response was to it. Well, how long was she around? Wasn't it short? They don't allow women to. And I'll tell you this right now before I go to reading what I'm next going to read, is these women out there in their little pink pussy hats, that's what they call it. I mean, like, where's your respect at to begin with? You're putting a hat on that's called pussy. Really? You have no respect for yourself. You have no respect for young women. You are the reason why we are in these positions, because you want to be free. I'm a free woman. I gotta make more money than men. No, bitch, you gotta go get your ass back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. That's what you need to be doing. What you need to be doing is taking care of them kids instead of giving that responsibility off to someone else. And that goes to all of you with children. I don't give a damn who you are. It is your fault that these children are being sexualized in school because you didn't take the time to find out what your children were doing in school. And I'm being serious. You see, you're going to say, well, Angela, you don't understand. You have no children. Let me tell you something. I took care of my niece and nephew for years. I was the one who put them in school. I was the one who went to their teachers' conferences, not their parents. One was too busy off stripping and the other one just wanted to get fucking hammered. But I paid attention to all of their teachings coming out of that school. I got into it with that teacher several different times, and I wasn't going to allow them to do anything to those children. I showed up to every single event because that was my job at that time. My job was to make sure that they were safe. My job was to make sure that they weren't being taught something that they shouldn't hear. My job wasn't just to teach a child to shut up and sit down. Where's their creative thinking there? Where do you let them, whatever. I've had enough of all of the shit is what it is. And I'm trying to do church here. And, you're never going to hear anybody cuss like this at church. Just come straight here to Angela for that. And then you're going to say, oh, well, that's foul language. You know what's foul language is? Abortion. That's foul language. You want to know what else is foul language? Molestation. That's foul language. You want to know what else is foul language? Murder, death, kill. That's foul language. Most of you don't even have a clue what a curse is to begin with. You have no clue what a curse is, but you want to stay in your little tiny boxes and wait for some other man to tell you that Jesus is coming because you can't hear it here. You can't. You disconnected yourself. Make sure you pick up that box of Twinkies again. So I hit the microphone. To further go on to what I'm trying to get across here about the false teachers and the false prophets, this is what it says. New book. I just ordered this one. It's the second edition of I can't see which way it goes because everything gets blurry. Who cares? Which way do I go? There we go. Okay. Of the chronological Gospels. So I was reading this out of Matthew's, which is, you can get it out of your regular Bible too. And it talks about how Jesus is on the Mount of Olives and the four disciples want to talk to him. And this is what the four disciples tell him. They say, tell us, when will these things be, and what will be the signs of your coming and the events at the end of the age? And Yeshua answered and said to them, take heed that no man deceives you. Many will come in my name, acknowledging that I am Messiah, yet they will deceive many. You will hear of wars and threats of wars. Do not be terrorized. All these things must come to pass, but the very end is not yet. Nations shall rise against nations, the kingdom and kingdom shall rise against kingdoms. There will be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in many places. All these are just the beginning of the birth pains. Then they will deliver you up to be afflicted, and they shall kill you. You will be hated of all nations because of me. At that time, many will be caught in the snare, and then they will hate one another, betray one another. Many false teachers shall rise up amongst the believers, and they will mislead many, because those who are without Torah will multiply. The love of many will grow cold, but those who endure to the very end shall indeed be saved. This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached throughout the entire world for a witness to all the nations. I'm going to go back to this part right here. Many false teachers shall rise up amongst the believers. Now, do you think that many false teachers have risen up? I can think of one. I don't have no respect for you whatsoever, just to let you know. You tell people year after year Trump's going to be in office, year after year. Wait, you think the prophecy will come true this year? Wait, it's voting year. Keep going with that one, sister. They might actually believe you this year. And now you read out of government papers to tell everybody what's coming. Huh. They build special places like that for people like you who deceive people. You see, I don't take too kind when it comes to women who want to deceive other women. I wasn't raised like that. I don't give a damn if our outlooks on life are different. That's fine, but you will not hurt other people just because you want a following. You have so many false teachers on the Trump train. Choo-choo! I had to do it. All of them, false teachers. They won't even admit to what they already are being shown by God. You say, Angela, how do you know? I know. Because I pay attention and I read my Bible all the time. Every day I'm in it. And if I'm not in my Bible, then I'm in another book that gets me closer to somewhere. And I watch and I pay attention and I watch and I pay attention. You have a whole bunch of false prophets in New York. Right? They all tell you how much they cast all the demons out of everybody, but they can't close the portal right in their very own city. Oh, is the portal witchcraft? Oh, yes, it's witchcraft. The witches and the warlocks and the sorcerers have all opened it up. And you guys just are willy-nilly just letting it happen. But you're God of men. Do not say that. We are God of men. We are the best. We travel the whole United States collecting money from these people to give them false hopes of being saved. That's exactly what's going on. How much money are you charging these people? Don't worry, you'll be giving it all back. Oh, if you don't think that your, what is that called? Your fame and everything that you gained so quickly over the last couple of years, if you think for 1 minute that God will not take it back from you, because believe me, he's already started. I watch your crowds. They're dwindling away. And now all of a sudden, all these pastors are now prophets. Imagine that. Most of them don't even have a real connection, because if they did, they would tell you exactly what's coming. The whore of Babylon. The whore of Babylon in New York City will come to her knees, and she will come down. You will no longer have the great gates of this city of America, will no longer have the whore welcoming people into this country. Have you set up, as you had set up our Washington, D.C., and nothing but magic? Oh, the Masons did it. The Masons did it. It's the Masons. It's the Jews. It's the Masons. It's the Muslims. Shut the fuck up already. It was the men of this country that set it up. And you of America at that time, and the families that still sit today, you allowed it. It will not go much further. There will be a great storm that will hit New York City this year. You see, a few years ago, I didn't know when these things were going to happen, but I do know that it's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. How can you say that that's the Statue of Liberty? How is that the Statue of Liberty when it's the whore of Babylon? She is amongst other nations as the whore of Babylon. But we Americans are so fucking stupid that we can't even see past it. Other countries look at us. They say, oh, they got freedom. They got freedom. You know why they think we have more freedom than them? Because we can still freely talk. We're not being rushed into a lot of places yet. Some people are. You think it's freedom of speech if you go to jail for being out in front of a death mill? Yeah, I called it a death mill. That's what it is. Abortion clinic, Planned Parenthood. You see, there's a confusion here. I'm not confused whatsoever. I'm just wondering, why the hell did you sit in those churches for that long? Why? What was the point? What was the point going there every Sunday? Most of you just think that it's just mythology in the Bible anyways. There's no such thing as giants. Well, guess what? The great government of the United States of America already has giants. All those all these news sightings, these news articles that are coming out with these weird sounds and these flashes all over the world. What do you think that is? That's war. They're fighting still. You're just not allowed to know it. The people that they have been taking in captive and doing all these experiments on, the demons, AI, aliens, get it, AI and the aliens, have been doing experiments on people. And they're escaping. They started escaping years ago. But you people just wanted, oh, it's just another criminal. It's just another criminal. Then why do they vanish and no more stories are about them? Isn't the news supposed to be journalism? Aren't they supposed to investigate things and tell us of things that are going on so we know, right? Right? No, that's not their job anymore. The internet has taken over on that. It's pretty sad that my own local news station, I get my news 2-3 days before they even put it out there. That means all the poor people, all the poor people that can't afford cable, don't have internet, and only have antenna TV, that's where they get their news. You see, that's the other thing. I was listening to somebody once and they said to me, oh, well, you think when you become rich, you're going to care about the poor people? Damn right I'm going to. You don't want to know why? Because I grew up poor. You see, I had a weak man in my life too. Oh, wait, he wasn't in my life. Point of the matter is, there's a lot of false teachers out there. A lot of them. And they're going to just keep on telling you rainbows and sunshine. And that's not the truth. My dog's asleep on the floor and he's having a dream. So, my point being is there's a lot of false teachers out there. A lot. Do you really think God would pick a man that wants his people killed? Really? All you see is sunshine and rainbows shooting out of Trump's ass, and he ain't nothing but a fucking criminal. Worst kind that there is. You want to know why? I know men like this. Sold lots of drugs to them, and women. See, they have to hide everything. I see him for who he is. I didn't at first. I voted for him twice. But people, all people, I don't care who they are. We all have a right to be who we are, right? But that right gets taken away from you when you decide that you are going to, listen to me carefully, when you decide that you're going to take up the cross and follow Jesus, you no longer get to make all these choices for yourself. You have to follow and be a righteous person. Most people will tell you that's the Old Testament. And I tell you, you never listened to a damn word Jesus said in that Bible. He said, I did not come to destroy the Torah. I came as the law. But you guys won't even follow the law. You get your boys circumcised, because that's the law of Abraham, is the circumcisions. But yet they know nothing. And you still don't teach the Torah. You call it the Old Testament. It's old. Then you have the New Testament because it's new. But did you read all the words in there that said? Jesus said he came as the law. He didn't come to destroy the law. But you guys can't even follow the law whatsoever. I will not vote for Trump. I will do a write-in. I will not vote for RFK Jr. I will not vote for Biden. I will not vote for anybody. And I also do not like green eggs and ham. Sam, I am. I'm not doing it. I have morals. I will not follow blindly a man who wants death and destruction to all of us. And if you tell me that that is wrong, I want you to show me where I am wrong. Because I am not. I did not put a man up on a pedestal and make him above God. I did not put somebody and make idolatry all over the place. I didn't tell you to buy a Trumpy bear or Trumpy shoes or Trumpy. Oh, well, he's just trying to make money. You're so mad at capitalism. No, actually, I'm not. What I'm mad about is the man has made himself an idol. Now he's starting to look younger, and you guys are all right up fucking gobbling it all up. Dude, like really? Your mother that you lost during this whole stuff, you do know where that came from, right? Your father. All these mysterious things happening in the body. You know where that came from? September 19th, 2019, executive order. Educate yourself. Look it up. That's all I can say here on the YouTube because, if you start saying too many words, go fuck yourself. You see, the difference is I know that they're watching me. And I'm not saying this for something or some, ooh, be my friend. I don't give a shit. I see the one plane who flies over my house at least 10 times every day. Then I had a drone from in my backyard. That's a whole nother story. I took a recording of that. I have men in black suits posting up on blocks away from my house. I saw them when I was riding my bike. And then my husband brought it up. I just thought, hey, no, they've been watching me my whole life. And I don't even know why. I'm just Angie Fag from the trailer park. I don't like this seat that I'm in. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to make this, known to everybody. This seat that I'm sitting in sucks real bad. It's hard. We've been moving a lot of things around. This room that I'm in was my rabbit room. And then the other room, we didn't have enough room, and I had all this stuff packed everywhere. And I've been getting it all together so we could come in here. Last Sunday, we tried to make a damn video, but all my sound was going too low. And then this was happening, that was happening. So after we made this hour-long video, you couldn't even hear it anyways. Not our fault, not our fault. We're trying to get this better. I'm hoping that this sound right here is top notch and we don't have to mess with it no more. The summer's going to be pretty intense. You can get that information anywhere else. Okay? It's going to be intense. I'm going to take another couple lessons from my husband on how to get this up and running so late at night so I can show you what's going on in the world again, since I learned that 2 years ago, but I haven't done it since. There's riots happening everywhere. And it's the government hurting the people. But you guys just want to sit and wait until it happens here so we can hurt each other? Doesn't sound like a good plan to me. Doesn't sound like a good plan to have to fight against my neighbors or to fight against anybody. Honestly, getting a little too old for that shit. I don't want civil war. I don't want any more people to get hurt because what's coming? You don't need a civil war for it to see how the people are going to get hurt. I didn't. I don't want to sit here and throw a whole bunch of people under the bus and whatnot. Because I don't like hurting other people. Regardless of how I was when I was younger, I actually don't like hurting other people. Have I hurt other people? Yes, in multiple different ways. Never proclaimed to be a saint or some kind of good person because the way I see it, I wasn't. I'm not the same person I was. But they say you got to take the own stick out of your own eye before you could help anywhere else. Well, guess what? I threw that log out a long time ago. I've been in search to find a pastor or somebody that I could talk to. And the way I see it, I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody. I've even messaged a few people a couple of years ago because I figured, well, they've been, doing this a lot longer. Maybe they would be able to help me with what this lady told to me. what she said to me, because that just came out of left field and it actually messed up my whole entire life for the last couple of years. I don't think the time is for me to say it right now again. But what I do want to say is that there's actually really people out there that care. And I'm one of them. I actually do care. I always have. That's been one of my major flaws in my whole entire life, is this fucking microphone getting right in my way. Just kidding. I just hit it again, so I'm sure you guys heard it. Biggest flaw in my whole entire life is always caring too much about people. I've always cared too much. I've not been a great person either. But this girl I grew up with, haven't seen her in a long time, haven't even talked to her for years now again, but we get to know everybody's business on Facebook. And I was real down on myself at this time, and she had messaged me and she was like, Angela, I think you need a reminder that you're not a bad person. And I was like, oh, yeah, I am, dude. You don't need to tell me. She says, no, I don't think you remember. I was like, remember what? And she said, one day we were walking in the neighborhood and my trailer had caught on fire, and we were in that area, so everybody was standing there calling the fire. The neighbors were calling the firefighters, and she said her dog was in there. And I said, your dog's in the house? And she's like, yeah. So I ran into the house that was on fire, and I got the dog and I brought him out to make sure he was okay. It was just a little thing. And I had forgotten about that. And she was like, Angela, you're not a bad person. You just did a lot of bad things. You're not a bad person. I said, wow. I said, wow, I can't, I forgot about that. And that helped me at that time, because at that specific moment, I couldn't find anything good about myself. I couldn't. And there's a lot of people that go through that on a regular basis, and they reach out and nobody wants to help them. They just smack their hand down. Well, you smacked my hand down, but guess what? I didn't fall. You dig? That's my new saying, is you dig. I'm bringing back the 50s. All right. I might have said too much in this. I might have said too much, but I can't take it back now, can I? What I'm going to do is I'm going to end now with Psalm 91. And I'm doing my best to read this every day out loud. And it's important to read it out loud, not just in your head. Okay? So here we go. We'll do it together today and many days from now. Psalm 91. Psalm 91. I can't see it up there, can I? Oh. Sorry, guys. You who live in the shelter of the Most High, who abide in the shadow of the Almighty, will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. For he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and buckler. You will not fear the terror of the night, or the arrows that fly by day, or the pestilence that stalk in darkness, or the destruction that wastes at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your right side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only look with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked, because you have made the Lord your refuge, the Most High your dwelling place. No evil shall befall you, no scorn come near your tent. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. On their hands they will bear you up, so that you will not dash your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the adder, the young lion and the serpent you will trample underfoot. Those who love me I will deliver. I will protect those who know my name. When they call to me, I will answer them. I will be with them in trouble. I will rescue them and honor them. With long life I will satisfy them and show them my salvation. Sorry, I'm having a little problem here. It's because I almost started crying a few minutes ago, so I had to change the topic because I'm trying not to cry on screen anymore because it's embarrassing. Okay? I think it's embarrassing. So the other day I was sitting here and I decided that I didn't want to watch the news anymore. I didn't want to hear any more news. I didn't want to see any more news. I didn't want to feel any more news. I wanted to not have none of it. So I decided, I was on Amazon, the TV site, and The Help, the movie The Help. And I was like, you know what? I really liked this movie. It made me cry. It made me laugh. It made me just, this movie was the greatest, for me it was, especially when she gave that lady the shit pie, because I was like, hey, man, that lady did deserve a shit pie. Oh, boy. So I decided to watch the movie again because I was just really led to watch it again. Okay, so I'm watching it, and this is the first scene that comes up. You is kind, you is smart, you is important. You is smart, you is kind, you is important. Oh, that's so good. Tell me when. So just remember, and always remember, you is smart, you is beautiful, and you is important. And God loves you, and Jesus loves you. Jesus loved you so much that he allowed himself to be beaten and raped and bruised for you. And I love you because I'm crazy. And I love you. I love every people I meet because that's just me. All right? So just know that someone out there loves you. And have a wonderful day.